Gen Z, the generation born roughly from the late 1990s to the mid-2000s, is considered to have many advantages when entering the labor market. The majority of Gen Z possess excellent technological skills, having grown up in an environment surrounded by digital technology, being proficient in using computers and mobile devices. However, little did they know that technology, which is both their strength and a formidable competitor, plays a significant role in the fierce job competition. And why is that? The emergence of AI has made Gen Z quite restless, as many business owners have shown enthusiasm for ChatGPT. This virtual assistant is expected to bring benefits to companies by taking on tasks such as spreadsheet building, generic copywriting, and other repetitive tasks. Business owners believe that for such tasks, AI is a more efficient choice. According to Business Insider, this trend significantly influences young Gen Z individuals, and it is particularly noticeable in the United States. Instead of hiring young newcomers for entry-level positions that require simple tasks and training costs, many companies are trying to eliminate training programs, overlook mentoring, and neglect the focus on employee development. And now, with the emergence of AI, these simple tasks are increasingly being automated and mechanized. As a result, young people are being deprived of opportunities to learn trades and skills. According to Business Insider, some surveys indicate that Gen Z is particularly concerned about the impact of AI on their careers. For example, a survey conducted by the job recruitment website ZipRecruiter showed that 76% of Gen Z fear losing their jobs to ChatGPT or other AI technologies. Young Americans are believed to be facing a career catastrophe as company leaders are constantly obsessed with replacing younger employees with artificial intelligence. Despite the fact that young people tend to use ChatGPT and other technologies more easily than their older colleagues, they are still worried about the potential consequences for their careers. Business Insider points out that for many decades, American business leaders have been distancing themselves from young workers, a workforce that has been the backbone of their companies. If they are unwilling to invest in training, executives are ready to completely remove them from the company. Even before the rise of AI, young Americans have had to face an early career crisis. Certainly, at first glance, it may seem that Gen Z is entering the workforce at a great time. With low unemployment rates and rapidly increasing wages for young labor in the US, it might appear that Gen Z can find jobs more easily than before. However, if we look deeper, it becomes evident that young Americans are facing much more difficulty compared to the previous generation when it comes to building their careers. Business Insider highlights that Gen Z is encountering numerous significant barriers before officially entering the workforce. Let's take a look at the paths a young American can go through. Firstly, when they want to acquire a profession, some may choose to attend college. However, with the rising cost of college education in the US, many young people are starting their careers burdened with mountains of student debt. A study conducted by the St. Louis Federal Reserve Bank in 2022 showed that Generation Z is more likely to incur student loan debt compared to the millennial generation, those who were born from the early 1980s to the early 2000s. On average, Gen Z student loan debt is higher by 13% compared to millennials. But what if young Americans choose not to attend college? There is still an increasing number of jobs that require a college degree in recent decades. However, things are not as straightforward as they seem. An analysis by LinkedIn of 3.8 million job postings from 2017 to 2021 revealed that 35% of job openings require at least 3 years of experience. This creates a significant challenge for young job seekers who are just starting their careers and may not have the required level of experience. Here, the idea is that young individuals can try to intern to gain experience. While that sounds great, it still isn't a bed of roses. A survey conducted in 2021 by the Association of College and Employers showed that over 40% of interns were unpaid. For those who were paid, the average hourly wage for interns in 2020 was only $20.76. Business Insider assesses that this is a meager wage to sustain a living in many large cities. And even after successfully stepping into companies, young workers ultimately face another harsh reality. That is, many companies do not prioritize helping them advance in their careers. Numerous businesses do not focus on nurturing and developing the skills of their employees. As a result, young workers mostly have to take care of themselves and chart their own career paths. The 2014 study by Professor Peter Capelli at the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania showed that in 1979, young workers received an average of 2.5 weeks of training per year. However, by 1995, this number had increased significantly to only 11 hours per year. Capelli also found little evidence of improvement in the years that followed. Now, with the advent of general AI, organizations are starting to automate many lower-level tasks, seemingly moving towards eliminating the effort of training young employees. In 2014, the U.S. Department of Labor discovered that 70% of companies offered training for their employees, but mainly focused on programs for managers and mid-level staff. Recently, a 2020 survey by Professor Paul Osterman at MIT found that nearly 50% of employees reported that their companies did not provide any vocational training. Osterman also argued that companies do not offer the types of training that help employees improve their skills or support career advancement. One might expect that organizations would try to promote counseling activities for their workforce as a way to compensate for the lack of training efforts. Although counseling activities can increase job satisfaction and employee commitment to the organization, a 2023 survey by the Pew Research Center showed that only 44% of American workers have a job counselor. In Gallup's regular survey with U.S. workers, only 24% of surveyed workers in May agreed that their company cared about them. This figure decreased from 33% in May 2021 and 49% in 2020. Clearly, this lack of attention creates significant pressure on young workers, a workforce that needs career development the most. According to the results of a survey conducted in collaboration with Amazon in 2022, Workplace Intelligence, a human resources research company, revealed that 74% of Gen Z and millennial workers are considering leaving their jobs for two reasons. Firstly, it is due to the below-average level of support from companies. Secondly, it is because of the lack of career transition options. In recent times, there have been many warnings about the possibility of various professions being phased out due to the superior capabilities of AI. Yes, AI is starting to take over jobs across all age groups, but the lack of regard from American companies towards young people suggests that they will be the workforce most heavily impacted when AI emerges. It is undeniable that it takes a considerable effort to train a large language model. Here, it can be understood as the type of AI that powers ChatGPT and similar products. However, once a task is completed, it becomes much cheaper for businesses to acquire new technology tools compared to investing in training human personnel. For a certain class of managers, they refuse to take responsibility for promoting the development of the workforce, and their only concern is choosing options that are cheaper and easier. Company managers may try to console the young workforce by saying that those who have the most understanding of technology among them will be selected to control these new machines. However, in reality, young workers find themselves having to clean up countless errors made by anonymous AI tools. From this, they also realize that they are less trusted than the works produced by a machine. This is also a factor causing a career crisis for young workers, as they have fewer opportunities to take on more meaningful jobs. According to Business Insider, it is not surprising that CEOs and high-level managers enthusiastically integrate AI into their work processes more than regular employees. In a survey conducted in May and June by the data company Qualtrics, it was revealed that 64% of executives find the impacts of AI on their companies interesting. In contrast, only 39% of long-term employees share the same view, and 46% describe this technology as frightening. Another survey conducted by the Boston Consulting Group also showed similar results. 62% of executives and leaders are enthusiastic about the prospect of using AI in the workplace, while 42% of top-level personnel share the same idea. So, what is left for the young workforce in America? What will a young person do in an office if they are not provided with training, mentoring, or assigned tasks? What will happen when simple jobs that are suitable for young people to get started in the company, such as data entry and document organization, are automated by artificial intelligence? Ironically, according to Business Insider, a company's responsibility towards its employees actually brings better benefits for the business. Studies have shown that companies investing in skill training and development are more effective and achieve higher rates of profitability. Despite this, many corporations admit that they often lack methods to measure the value of human resources beyond labor costs. This means that organizations often evaluate the value of their workforce as if they were reviewing utility bills. According to experts, the U.S. economy is facing a problem where companies are under pressure to cut costs to pay more to shareholders. They view revenue growth as the sole metric that needs to be considered, even more important than the long-term value from investing in training and developing employees. Business Insider argues that the only way for companies to understand the danger of relying too much on automation is through the expensive lesson from a company overly dependent on AI. For instance, Knight Capital experienced trading malfunctions due to excessive reliance on artificial intelligence, resulting in a loss of $440 million. According to Business Insider, it is evident that AI can support humans, but completely replacing human roles with AI is a short-sighted decision. Companies need to reconsider whether they should replace investments in AI with training programs and mentoring for their workforce. Business Insider's analysis warns that young people in the U.S. are facing several challenges, including the escalating cost of higher education. Moreover, the lack of future opportunities for the workforce and the failure of U.S. corporations to recognize the value of investing in human capital could lead to dire consequences, ultimately resulting in a weaker economy. Additionally, there will be fewer people prepared to embrace the real challenges posed by new technologies.